Hey guys, Hammeh here, hope you're well and good, and there are some Mercy and Junkrat potential nerfs on the PTR, so we're going to have a little look at those now for you the best we can. Now, so fresh are these off the press that the Junkrat ones are actually a little bit hard to feel out. We'll start with those first before the Mercy ones, which I'm sure people will have opinions on, and while I build some upcharge, let's talk about Junk and what people have perceived as issues to be and why these changes are coming. Since August, Junkrat has of course had our friend, the double mine. Now, kind of spammable, people have argued, and then also with the changes to sort of the Overwatch use of tanks recently, or certainly in sort of competitive ladder play, there's been a bit of a move more towards sort of shields, things like the introduction of Junkrat, this sort of pirate ship meta and things coming back. Junkrat seeing a lot of play. You can throw out so much burst damage with his mines, with no real fall off on those mines in terms of the damage. So the further the mine was away, of course, you'd still, it was either a miss or a hit pretty much. If you hit, then you're still getting full damage even if the mine wasn't right next to the target to a point. Now we can feel a few little changes. Now this one is a little bit hard to illustrate, but this is the best I can feel it out. So previously, as I said, if you were your mine was a little bit further away from the target, you'd still be getting full damage up to the point where you kind of missed, as it were. So if I do that pretty much full on, you can see I've taken pretty much half to 3/4 off that training bot. And what I need to do is sort of throw mine down here, and can you see that that training bot was further away from that mine, and yet he still has some health left. So let's see if I can keep him alive one more time, and maybe just finish him off. You can actually see, okay, that was outside of the explosion radius. We'll try one more. Hammeh's mine accuracy being shown for the woefulness that it is. There we go, we got the edge of him. So we'll show that with 2 more mines to just try and show you the little fall off. I'll try and keep the training bot alive this time. There you go. Oh, there you go. That was pretty much a full-on hit. We almost got him entirely down. As if I get a little sight hit there, you can see that there's only a little bit done. The second bit is a rip tyre. Now, to me, this tyre feels a little slower than usual. I'm going to have to compare it to the PTR. Damage still seems pretty similar in terms of explodiness. So Junk, people are a little bit concerned, throwing out so much spammy damage in some ways. Kind of needed against the sort of shields and things that have been more in use recently. But the damage fall off on the mines was a little bit of an issue. We'll have to see what the official patch notes are. But those feel to be the Junkrat changes. No changes as far as I can feel on the cooldown of the mine. That's still to be sitting, you know, the kind of 8-ish seconds that it was before. So you're still going to be able to throw out those mines. What do you think of that? How have you been feeling? I know a lot of people have been feeling Junk a little bit painfully. Let's move on to Mercy. This will be a little bit more controversial, I'm sure. So, Mercy, where's she been? Well, since the introduction of Valkyrie above the mass res, as it were, she's been a lot more active in playstyle. I know some people found that a little bit of a struggle. Some people were actually quite enjoying it. I quite like it. But the fact is that ever since the introduction of Valkyrie and Resurrect being an ability on E rather than an actual ultimate, it's kind of been the undoing of picks, and indeed Valkyrie in its early version meant that you could throw out more reses, and the Overwatch team dropped it so that you could merely have the couple of reses. You get that 1 extra res in Valkyrie. So these are the changes that I think, remember these are in testing, so these may not actually see the light of day, but it'll be interesting to see what people think about these. Valkyrie's length has been changed. We'll see that that's down to 15 seconds, and also what some people are probably going to feel is this, I want one of these guys to die, so I can show you this. Rip training bots. Okay, so previously I'd get my additional res. Look, no additional res, and can you notice now I have a little bit, that little delay time back, so I still only have my 1 res, and my Valkyrie is now 15 seconds instead of the 20 previously, so I will be in Valkyrie a little bit less time, and I'm not getting that extra res, and that res that I get in, more importantly, it's not instant, it has that little delay time, so I'll try to get 1 more of those to illustrate you what I mean. So with Mercy, she has still been an essential pick, I would say. I'm talking sort of ladder-wise. I mean, even in the Overworld Cup, we were seeing a lot of people running Mercy. Pro teams who weren't really running Mercies before, running Mercies now. So Mercy has, from pro level of play through the ladder, I would say, still been just as much of an essential pick while Valkyrie has been in the game, and more importantly, while Resurrect has been in the game. The undoing of picks, if your team doesn't push on that pick and they don't cover the Mercy resurrecting it, it's still been a thing, even with the one that less resurrect. So the real question is, how much of a difference is this going to make to Mercy's pick rate? Will we see other supports come in? Moira has been a sort of a breath of fresh air. I really like Moira's playstyle. I hope you guys are enjoying Moira. I think Moira's a great hero. But the fact is that Mercy has still been overshining her a little bit, and as indeed Mercy kind of does with the Resurrector's ability. I shall let this bot die. We'll do one more res so I can show you the slower effects of Valk. So, there is my dead bot. Go on, dead bot. There we go. I can Guardian in and... Oh, now that totally and utterly whiffed as well. Interesting. I hope that that's going to get changed because I moved away. So maybe there's been a change on the radius there as well. Because you notice that I flew in there and normally there was a little delay on the motion. A little slow on the motion. But that was actually a whiffed res. Maybe I just moved out the way too quickly. So there you go. 15-second Valkyrie. You're not getting your extra charge. These are in testing. They may change, of course. So do get on the PTR. Don't react to these too quickly. I would really encourage if you're on PC, get on the PTR and try it. Blizzard love having data. The only way they get data is if we play PTR and we play kind of properly in quick matches and similar to give them some data as to what this actually looks like. So what do you think of these changes? Do you think that maybe the fall-off damage, if that's what it is on Junkrat's mine, is going to slow him down a bit? Do you think that a slightly slower tyre is going to help things? I know Blizzard played with the speed of the tyre before. And how about Mercy? How about you Mercy mains out there? I've been an inadvertent Mercy main over the last couple of seasons. I tend to fill quite a lot, although I generally tend to play tanks mostly, and other supports second and Mercy third. Mercy has become one of my most played heroes of the last 2 seasons because she's been so needed, as it were, in team compositions, and if people don't want to play her, I tend to find myself playing her anyway. Not particularly well, I might add, as some of you might have seen in my channel before. So what do you think of these Mercy changes? Are you going to be missing that second res if you play a lot of Mercy? Is this making her feel less good in your eyes? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to have all my usual Overwatch lore videos and more coming back in the next few weeks, as well as a few experimental videos on the weekends of other kinds of lore of Blizzard games and other games as well. And if there are particular things you'd like to see, I'm going to explore the lore of the different Blizzard universes with the Overwatch crossover skins that are coming this month. We also have Overwatch League coming next week for a little bit of competitive Overwatch as well, so stay tuned for some videos on that. And a bunch more. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Throw a like or subscribe if you enjoyed this, really helps me out. And stay tuned. Happy New Year to you. Looking forward to lots of videos in the coming weeks and months, and indeed years ahead, I'm sure. Cheers for tuning in. I've been Hammeh. Take it easy.
Sometimes I'm not sure why I even bother. I have my eye on you. The doctor is in. You really should take better care of yourself.